I'm gonna love you. considered as a loss of control. Was just the body getting back to the speed it ran before the managed track was laid across the chest to slow it down. The spark jumped clean without a single sound from the rational arriving at the scene. The fastest thing the chest has ever seen. Hit and woke me from my sleep. Still firing, still connecting through. The spark that jumped is permanent and true. Something in the architecture shifted late. The blueprint that the careful used to make. Decisions for the body got replaced by a deeper kind of processing that traced the signal from the speakers to the bone. A different operating system on its own, running underneath the one I'd known. The old blueprint is gone and I have grown. The system I was running at a cap. Or how much of the depth across the gap between the speakers and the actual response. The deeper system bypassed every fence. I backed across the pathway to the chest. The deeper system didn't need the test of the rational before it let things through. The deeper system ran before I knew. The architecture opened from the base. A different kind of operating space than the version I've been running all these years. The deeper system cleared the managed fears. Something in the architecture shifted late. The blueprint that the careful used to make. Decisions for the body got replaced by deeper kind of processing that trace the signal from the speakers to the bone. A different operating system on its own, running underneath the one I'd known. The old blueprint is gone and I have grown. The processing was always there on standby, waiting for the signal that would let it fly. That's the governor the conscious had installed. The deeper architecture answer when I call. Not with the lag the usual system had, but instant and electric, and I'm glad I let the deeper version take the lead. The architecture gave me what I need to operate at what the night requires. Past the managed, past the usual bias of the system I'd outgrown before tonight. The architecture that the careful used to make. Decisions for the body got replaced by a deeper kind of processing that traced the signal from the speakers to the bone. A different operating system on its own, running underneath the one I know. The old blueprint is gone and I have grown. Architecture open from inside. The blur dissolved and everything got sharp, like someone tuned the body like a harp to the pitch the night was operating at. The clarity arrived in wasn't what the chest was for. The picture cleared and I could finally store the image of the night without the haze of the managed version running through its maze. Crystal clear and wide awake inside. Nothing left to filter, nothing left to hide. The picture sharpened past the usual frame. Everything in focus, nothing out of aim. Seeing past the surface to the core. The clarity delivered something more than the blurry version ever could provide. Crystal clear, nowhere left to hide. I ran the night on autopilot once, through the fog of the habit.